Hey, this is Matt from AutoGrow.co, as you may already know. And today we have an excellent guest post from Jacob McMillan, who is a freelance writer and copywriter. And if you're interested in actually having someone do the copy for you in terms of your sales funnel, different aspects of it, I encourage you to check out Jacob's services because he's a smart guy. So let's go ahead and let's jump into this article because we're talking today about email marketing hacks that will increase your open rates and your click-through rates. And that's really, really important because, part of what determines your success as far as the automated follow-up in your sales funnel is, are you actually engaging with people? Are you getting them to open your emails? Are you getting them to actually click through to come back to your website? Because the sale, although perhaps the persuasion part of the sale is happening in the emails, the actual purchase is happening somewhere on your website. So that's why email engagement is so, so important. And frankly, it's probably one of the number reasons why, in terms of when people think about a sales funnel, email follow-up is the most common thing that you think of. And of course, it's more complicated than that. You have retargeting ads, you have landing pages that are part of the overall funnel. But getting the follow-up aspect right is where easily, at least when I was running an agency, I would say 70% of our sales were coming from, because a lot of people who come to your website, they're just not ready to buy. So you have to follow up with them. You have to give them something of value, to position yourself as an authority, all that good stuff. So let's look at some of the 11 email hacks that we have here today, and let's go through each of them. All right. So number one, short, engaging email subject lines. All right, short, engaging email subject lines. You can see that there's a clear relationship where pretty consistently the shorter subject lines between 1 to 20 characters are consistently beating out longer subject lines. More links, more clicks. This is one thing that I could have told you myself without, or rather told you by pointing to our own data. Jacob uses the example of consulting.com, for example. And basically, we've seen that when we've experimented where we actually put more links within an email, we do get a higher click-through rate. Now, the one downside to this that you actually want to consider is branding and actually getting people to read your entire message. So, for example, let's say that you send an email newsletter and you have people actually, reading through it, but you have a link, right in the beginning to go to the sales page. And also at the end, well, if people click that link that's right in the beginning of the email, they're more likely to actually not read that email at all and to just go straight to the sales page. Now, why could that be a bad thing? Well, if your copy that you want people to read that they probably perhaps need to read to be informed, to understand perhaps the benefits or a specific feature or a certain advantage to, buying now, they're not going to read that if they click through before they actually get to read it, right? So that's something to consider. And the second thing that you want to consider is just branding, because if you are too aggressive, and it's very clear that you're trying to get people to click, this can reflect rather poorly on your brand. It can make you look a little desperate. So those are two things to consider that I think are really, really important, because more links drive more clicks, but with those as caveats to consider. Precise personalization. So here we're using the example of using an engaging tone, relevant anecdotes like a little story, perhaps to open up your email newsletters. Talk about relevant subjects. Send emails to a person, not a company. Be vulnerable. Share your failures once in a while. And I found that this really works from personal experience too. I mean, I was sending, when I first started sending email newsletters consistently every single week from January of 2014 onward, I remember I would write each individual email, and that really connected with people to the point where I had influencers like Andrew Warner from Mixergy commenting on, just how personalized the voice was, because I would always put all the effort that I could into that email newsletter because I knew that I wanted to persuade people, hey, We have an in-depth article this week, and I put a lot of work into it, and here's why it is in your best interest to click through and to actually read it. All right, so let's do a couple more. We got CTA buttons. So apparently actually putting a CTA button in your email, there's research to show that this will drive people to click through more because it's not just a link in the actual email, but you're actually putting a visual reference, something that people will catch people's eye and is clearly identifiable as something that people want to click through. This is something that we've done in the past, but I think that we're going to start experimenting with again. Finally, the last one I want to go over is maximize your PS. So here we're giving the example of Hotmail hacked their way to an eye-popping 3,000 plus accounts per day by including in the PS line, get your free email at Hotmail. So using a PS is a very common tactic among copywriters because oftentimes people will scroll right to the end of an email or even a landing page in that case. In the case of a landing page, it might be to see the price. In the case of an email, people are wondering when they first open it, okay, how long is this thing? Do I actually want to read it? So especially if your emails are a little bit more verbose. So people will scroll all the way down and the PS will get read because they want to see, how long is this thing, and then that will kind of catch their eye. Because the PS also stands out. It's something short, it's something snappy, it's something that can be read first and easily because it's usually just one, maximum of 3 sentences. So it stands out for that reason. And for that reason, when you're, looking to make an offer, just kind of briefly summarizing, what you're trying to say, include a link. It's quite effective at getting people to get the gist of what the email is about, reinforcing, the main idea, and perhaps giving people a final nudge to click through and learn more. All right, so those are the first 5 email hacks in today's article. I encourage you to check it out, read through each in depth, and there's actually 6 more that I just didn't have time to go over in this video. And if you liked it, please leave a comment. And if you have a question that you want us to consider answering for you in a future article or in a future Matt Hacks video similar to this, leave a comment or hit reply. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to consider answering your question about sales funnels or digital marketing in general. All right. So until next time, my name is Matt Hack in the Mad Hat. There we go. Delivering you your daily dose of Mad Hacks. All right. So give it a like, give it a comment, share it if you like, and if you want to learn more about sales funnels, do check out our products. And if you want more videos with quick, actionable tips similar to this, subscribe to our newsletter or subscribe to Matt Hacks, which is linked to in the navigation. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Keep hustling. Stay focused. See you in the next video.